Welcome, gang. It is Andrew from IDB here. We have OWC's new USB-C mini travel dock. So this is a way to connect a multitude of peripherals to your latest MacBook or MacBook Pro while on the go. A lot of them don't really lend themselves to travel, whether they're too big, like a full-on USB-C dock that requires power, or a Thunderbolt 3 dock that again requires a lot of power, or they just kind of stick onto the side, which can be a little bit hazardous if you have this on your lap. This adds several different ports really in a small compact design. We've got two USB ports, an HDMI, an SD card, as well as a pass-through USB Type-C, so I can actually use that to power my machine, though not at the full power if you've got one of the 15-inch MacBook Pros. Before we get into all the great stuff about this, I will speak my one complaint right out of the gate, and that is the limitation to only one USB-C port on here. It's a little bit disappointing because as you move more and more into the future, everyone is adopting more and more USB-C type products. So it seems odd that if I'm putting a port in here, to expand my I/O, I wouldn't at least have maybe one or two additional USB-C ports. Because right now I'm limited to only a couple of USB-A peripherals still going around. So this adds two USB-A ports and no additional USB-C ports. So I do wish that maybe they would have included at least a second USB-C port. That is really what I think would have made this a much better solution, especially going into the future when you need those initial port options. So here you can see we have a USB-A and HDMI on one side. We have the pass-through USB-C here, which you can use for charging your machine at the same time. Then an SD card, and then another USB Type-A. There is a small little LED light on the top just to let you know when it is powered on and working, but other than that, it's a small little square with aluminum around the edge. Now, if you have the 15-inch MacBook Pro, your computer can handle up to 87 watts of power to charge really quickly and keep it powered up. But unfortunately, this is only limited to 55, and it says 60 on the box, but when I actually had it plugged in, even with no other peripherals draining power, it still was only pulling in 55 watts of power. Now, that's not a deal breaker by any means. For most people, that's going to be sufficient. It's not going to power them up, but if they're running Final Cut and a bunch of graphics programs here at the same time, that might be a little bit a draw on the power. It might sink down just a little bit depending on what they're doing, what the resolution is, and how much they're taxing their machine. So it is a little minor drawback if you've got a Pro, but it's not that hard just to, if you have a Pro, you can just unplug the power from here and plug it directly into your machine. So it's a pretty minor drawback overall. If you or someone you know has a new MacBook or MacBook Pro or any PC that happens to use USB-C as well, this is a great option, especially for something that's small, compact, and easy to take with you in maybe a bag or a briefcase. You can find a link for it below in the description, and let us know what you think down below in the comments. Do you prefer a smaller one or a full-size dock that you can keep on your desk? Go ahead and subscribe, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, it is Andrew for IDB.